Well, welcome to Coffee with Vern, a time where we have intentional conversations about the gospel and we desire to talk about theological truth. Thanks for joining us. We hope you can learn and grow and be fed through this. Well, Boker Tov, and good morning, good evening. No, good afternoon, good evening. I messed it up.
Man, you messed it up.
Oh, man.
20 episodes and you messed it up.
Hey, Jesse, happy 20th episode.
Happy 20th episode.
Happy 20th.
Amazing.
Well, it's our 20th birthday.
Well, it is 20 episodes of Coffee with Vern, the podcast.
Yeah. If you count the others, maybe
I have
30th.
no idea.
It's probably the 30th.
We don't count those.
Those were,
The pre-podcast.
Those were days.
Those were days.
I dressed up every episode.
Yeah,
That was full send commitment.
Yeah, you were.
Wow. Yeah, those were good days. It was hot when we did those too, and so that sweater,
and
now,
all the candles and all the hot coffee.
Yeah, and now it's sweater weather.
Yeah,
and I don't wear sweaters.
that's right.
I'm not a sweater guy. I just gotta be honest with you. I tried to be a sweater guy in college. Not gonna lie, those like cheap Target brand ones, the Goodfellas, you know. Yeah, you would know because Allison loves Target, and she's obsessed.
Happy birthday yesterday to my wife, Allison. We hung out at Target.
I'm not going to say how old she was. You can. That's your job as the husband.
She turned the big 3-0.
There you go. I could not do that. Sorry.
To which she said she felt like she gained all the adult wisdom in one day.
Like, so waking up this morning, it was just imparted to her.
I was like, how does it feel to be, your first full day into 30? She's like, I feel like an adult with adult wisdom.
And you're like, honey, I've been here.
Yeah, where's my adult wisdom?
Because are you 33?
33.
Yeah. So now she's joined you. So y'all feel like a 30-year-old family couple thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think whenever I do turn 30, 40, 50, I still think I'm in my 20s.
I think that's how it's supposed to be.
I don't want to dress like that. You got those people that dress like that and they're in their 60s.
So when we went to the beach this year, I saw a guy, he was probably in his 60s. Oh, no. Backwards hat, tank top, all that kind of stuff. I'm like,
that'll be me.
That's me.
Yeah.
When I'm 60.
My joke, and this was recently, this is about 2 years ago, but my joke with my skinny jean fad, which I still occasionally will throw on but I always said I will be that 50 or 60-year-old dad that's wearing his skinny jeans and Vans, and there's nothing you're going to do about it.
Yeah, your kids.
And now I'm just like, okay, I can get down with the Vans, the backwards hat, but the skinny jeans, I'm 24, and I'm starting to go, I don't know about these all the time.
Yeah.
So, for all my North Greenville people that listen, if you listen or watch, you've noticed, like, I've changed up completely how I dress. And I'm simple. I think, I don't know if I should confess this on public air.
Uh-oh. Terrified.
Are there any, I wish we had like a call in to where they could tell me how they really feel about this. How many of you go a couple weeks without washing a pair of jeans?
But that's
that
how
normal?
That's how they're built to be.
I go a couple of months.
I really do believe not a couple of months, but I think jeans are made in a way that they're supposed to be.
Last.
Yeah, they're supposed to, like, you don't want to wash them every time.
Well, I go a couple of months.
I mean, like, if you go outside and you get nasty, then wash them. But
nasty.
You're nasty. But if you're just wearing them, I mean, like, that doesn't excuse when I was in college and I'm like you, I haven't washed them in 3 weeks. And I'm like, they're fine.
You're nasty. You got Genghis growing up in there. Whatever Genghis is.
Genghis was a person. Do you mean gangrene?
Oh, yeah.
Genghis Khan was a person.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. Yeah, no.
This has gone off the rails.
It's perfectly okay. But you're going to hate what I'm about to tell you. So you said about 3 weeks without washing in college?
Yeah.
Okay, try 4 months.
Without washing your jeans?
A whole semester.
You talk about nasty.
Listen, it was my worship leading jeans.
Did they have some special worship leading magic in them that you didn't want to wash out?
I'm going to be honest with you. Yes. I had this black pair of jeans from PacSun. So I love PacSun, but there was an inconsistency with their jeans. You get a pair that fit phenomenally. Man. You get another pair. It's like, okay, same size, same make. Why do these look like husky fit on me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dead serious.
Your brain.
And so, no, bro, I'm dead serious. And so I found this one pair one pair I got. It was a 3230, that's my size. And I have never worn a pair of jeans that fit that good in my life. They were cut at my ankles perfectly. They fit to my knee perfectly. And so I only wore them on Thursday nights for BCM. And they were my worship leading jeans. And I went.
So you only wore them for a few hours.
Okay, I gotta confess,
okay.
I wore them more than that.
Okay,
but
I was about to say
they were my typical Thursday night jeans. Wore them every Thursday night for BCM senior year. I went 4 months without washing them. When the whole skunk thing went down in my house, I was wearing them that day, and so they didn't smell like skunk. And so I was just like, the only thing that doesn't smell like skunk, I ain't risking this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So for all y'all out there,
I don't know how I feel
if you're like,
that.
James, you're gross, I'm not.
It's got some Genghis in it.
It's got some Genghis up in that joint, man.
Oh, man.
No, I do wash my clothes frequently.
Historical.
But anyways, yeah, so I don't know where that came from at all. That was out in left field at the fence line.
If anything, from that whole rabbit trail, you learned that Genghis was a person.
Genghis Khan.
So you're welcome.
And no, I don't have gangrene growing up in my pants.
The more you know.
The more you know, the better you will be. Oh, man. Well, happy 20th episode. This has been such an amazing thing in our lives. You know, we have had some amazing moments through this. I feel like me and Jesse have become the best of buds.
Yes, agreed.
Buds through this. And honestly, did we really think this would become this?
I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this.
You know, when did Coffee with Vern, how did it even start now? I'm talking about the old school episodes.
So we were talking, because you had been doing 2 videos a week during quarantine.
I was doing Ecclesia and the Collective.
And the Collective, was it the Collective that was getting not great numbers? You kept Ecclesia the whole.
One of them was getting good numbers, and the other one was not.
I think it was Ecclesia.
Yeah, because
Ecclesia's
my crowd
numbers
wasn't that big at that point.
It started off good, but it was not consistent. Went down, and so we sat down and talked and said, "Okay, what can we do that is still informative, but let's think about what'll keep the students' attention." Yeah, and so then Coffee with Vern just kind of
birthed.
Yeah, I don't even remember the name, how it happened. I don't remember the idea how it happened. We were just sitting there thinking, if you were dressed up as this old Mr. Rogers looking dude in front of a fireplace.
I had all these kids asking me questions. I remember I wanted to do something related to the questions.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. That's where it all started. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I will confess, I love the podcast more.
Oh, me too. By far.
I love the laid back environment. There were stressful times because I was digging through some books to answer some of these questions. My kids asked some great questions.
And now they don't anymore.
And now they don't ask any. Now that I have a website, or not website, email.
You have a website?
No, I remember, not technologically smart. You'll have to help with that. But I did know how to set up an email. So I have an email for us, and nobody emails me. But it's been a long run. It's been great. We are coming to the end of the year, the end of the 2020 year, and praise God, get us out of this year.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just hopeful. You know, I'm hopeful for a new year, and I'm hopeful for God's providence to bring Him the greatest of glory in it. And so, looking into that. We look back, though, at 2020, and we go, man, we've had some good things. Coffee with Vern has been one of the greatest blessings in my life. Pray it has blessed you and you, Jesse.
It has, no doubt.
I've grown theologically by doing this stuff and studying, having our people on. But let's just kind of, to celebrate our 20th birthday, let's talk a little bit about some of our favorite moments. Now, you can go all the way back to if you want to do old school episodes, or you can focus it in on 2 different.
Yeah.
I'll talk about some of the old school moments, some of my favorites, but let's just do podcast related. What have been some of your favorite moments, episodes, people we've had on? Hey, if you don't get a shout out, don't be offended.
Yeah.
That's not what this is about.
Well, I have a few. So like, I remember the first 2 episodes. I'll say the first 2 because the first episode was not it was not on video because we did not have the
we
studio
just
ready.
recorded it, yeah.
This place was a mess.
Yeah.
But I remember those first 2 episodes were awesome to me because of what it represented, what we were getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I'll never forget that. But as far as favorite things that we've done in here, I'll kind of group things like series together.
Yeah,
so
we've done series, yeah.
I loved doing the Reformation. I mean, that was by far top 2. Yeah, exactly. And if I had to have one that was my favorite, it was the Martin Luther episode, followed closely by
Zwingli, right?
Zwingli,
I was gonna say, yeah,
and Knox.
that was a good.
That episode.
You
was,
in talking about that sausage that he marched through town with was amazing.
I know, it was crazy. And then our series that we had in November with our guests, so Jesse Holmes, Jamie Milford, Mephibosheth, David Nowley. Yeah, I mean, just having different people in here, hearing their stories, hearing their perspectives. I mean, and they're all, 3 extremely different people. Jesse Holmes, our age, BCM director. Jamie Milford, also our age, but
your age.
Went through. Okay, I won't lump you into that.
I am not married and I don't have kids. Jamie, I love you though.
But yeah, her story with Reagan and childhood cancer, and then David with his heart for missions, and his knowledge and how he reads and stuff like that.
He's closer to our parents' age, someone who has been around and we've grown up with. It was 3 different dynamics. That was amazing,
and it was awesome. It was really a blessing during a time when you're supposed to be thinking about Thanksgiving and blessing and stuff like that. It was awesome to be blessed by those 3 people. So
truly blessed too. I was very thankful for each of them. And those episodes, Jesse Holmes is someone I spend every week with, and David actually, through Ecclesia. But it was cool getting to hear Jesse's. I had never heard him kind of go through his whole story. Yeah. And so, because our meetings are so focused, and we do have some laid back conversations, but it was a lot of fun. And then that Jamie Milford episode, but I had to hold it together.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, it was. And Jamie, you were not here 2 Sundays ago in service. You might have been back here, but I wore my T-shirt and I was proud. And I was trying to give it like a little flash, but I had my flannel on because I was cold. So I'll wear it again and I'll let you know. The softest T-shirt I think I've ever owned. So thank you. And then Brother Mephibosheth, my man.
Yeah. Whew. The wisdom coming from that man.
Yeah, the Holkma, the wisdom. But so Reformation episodes, some of your favorites, and the interviews, Thanksgiving interviews. Man, I don't even know. There's been some really good highlights. I mean, I remember our first sit down episode, and I was on that side and Malone was on this side. It was before we had to set up back here.
Yeah, I was at the table with you guys.
Yeah, you were at the table. Come to the table. Yeah, you were there. But anyways, I remember that and just us reviewing his sermons. I would say I didn't know what to expect. We had a plan of okay, we're going to review sermons. We're going to do question episodes. We had all these plans of different things. And then the Lord kind of just opened the doors of just kind of opportunity after opportunity
into a direction.
And I've enjoyed, really more of that, instead of being by a strict schedule of anything. Some of my favorites, man, I don't know. I'm a Reformation guy. I love the Reformation, but those weren't even quite my full favorite. I think some of my favorites have been our interviews.
Yeah, no doubt.
I've had so much fun in hearing other people's stories, and just getting to connect in a different way and taking tidbits with me. One of my favorite episodes in the sense of it impacted me the most, maybe spiritually, was when we were talking about missions and I had that David Platt clip, when I had Secret Church and we did that. It was in August. I remember that episode very frequently because that clip of David Platt emphasizing the call to go. Yeah. But I don't know, it's just been such a fun journey. And, it's called Coffee with Vern, but this is not our podcast. This is not this is the Lord's work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we would not be here without it. I mean, I remember a year ago, July, I was like, man, I would love to start a podcast because I had friends in Greenville doing podcasts, and I saw how it was influencing the community and their church. And it's like, man, I think that'd just be something great for us because we have a lot of people that love music, that love listening to sermons and things like that. I was like, man, let's give them another platform. A year later, we're in here doing it.
Yeah.
And so the Lord's providence in it, I could not orchestrate this. So this is not my thing. My middle name might be Vernon, but this is all about the Lord. And that has been more than an episode. That has been the greatest thing to me is hearing the stories of who has been reached through this. Mm-hmm. Like our friend in Uganda.
Yes. Oh, man.
I've had a church member come up to me and share that her kids actively watch it every week. And they were not plugged in to a church prior is what I think, if I remember correctly. I've had my friends, these have been some of my favorites. I'll be a little bit biased. Is one of my friends from Greenville. Yo, man, I checked out Coffee with Vern. I'm like, did you? Did you really? And then what was really cool was hearing from some of Jesse Holmes' students. So like, man, we went back and watched every episode. Now, I got to give one shout out. This is a highlight for me. So my barista, Morgan, I give my shout out each week. My barista, Morgan, she went back and watched all the episodes. And so I told her, I gave her a shout out. She said, what is it called? I'm checking it out. And so shout out to Morgan, the best barista in Augusta, Georgia.
There you go.
And so it's just been amazing to me to hear how people are encouraged and how many people we've reached. And we never thought.
Well, yeah, and that's what's neat to me is to see how far beyond the four walls, so to speak, of this church that it's gone.
Right.
Because that's kind of how it started, something for your students, and then it was like, oh well, some of the adults are watching it too, and then we're like, okay, well that's cool, and then we're like, there are more people. I mean, it's not a lot of people, but there's more people outside of the church that are watching it, and that's something we've talked about before. We want to reach the community.
How do we get out of here?
Yes. Let's do something that extends past the church building.
And I think this has been something that's going to continue to do that as we bring in maybe more interviewees and discuss different topics. Because ultimately, the ultimate goal is the Westminster Catechism or Confession, whatever, which one it is. And that's sad that I don't know that. So all my Presbyterian brothers, don't throw the stone at me. I'm sorry. But the chief end of man is to glorify God. And that's what we want this to do. But my biggest thing is, secondly, I would love for people to have an opportunity to know what the gospel is through this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hear it, know the gospel. Call us, email us, respond to us, and be like, hey, I want to talk to somebody. Because that's my largest and greatest burden for reaching our community is, do they know the Lord? Mm-hmm. And if someone can learn that through that, then praise God.
Yeah.
And then also, I was telling Jesse this morning, Jesse Holmes, that if this can help influence their areas that they're trying to reach, like BCM or Reagan's Foundation, all those things, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's use this.
Well, we've been blessed, so let's bless others.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And so that's been some really, really fruitful moments in this. I look forward to doing this every week. This is not one of those things I'm like, hey, we got to go record.
I know.
I'm like, hey, we got to record.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And so it's just been great. We're not, I don't know if we're close to being done, but
we got plenty of time.
I wanted to say thank you to all of our listeners. A big shout out. We'll do that at the end as well, but a big thank you to all those that support us. Couldn't do it without you.
As David said, all tens and tens of you.
That's right.
We appreciate you.
All fives and tens of you. We thank you. Brother, I will say this. Mephibosheth has probably been one of my favorites to have on here.
Yeah.
Just because as he is talking, all of these memories are going through my brain, these moments.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember if I said this on air or after we turned it off, but I'm listening to you guys in your mission trip, and I'm like, those are good memories. Now I had good memories from, some previous mission trips, but all I could think about was my mission trip to India. And I'm like, you guys are waking up in the morning. You're having good conversation, bonding over cups of coffee.
What are you waking up to?
I'm waking up and I'm praying, God, please let my stomach integrity hold up to whatever we're eating today.
Let a rat fall on my head.
Or a rat, or the roaches come out of the wardrobe in a room.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. You know.
And hey.
And here's the thing, like, I loved India. Like, I fell in love with India. It is a special place, and I know I'm going to go back whenever I get the chance. Even the smell, like, when you first get there, it smells, right? And it's not like a bad smell. It's just a different smell, and you're not used to it. And then when you leave, like, your clothes smell like it. And it got to where I was like, don't wash that. I don't want that. I don't want that smell to go away. But yeah, you know, just the logistical part of it, you're like, okay, stomach, you've been steely so far. Bro, continue to be so. I think
that's why the Lord ain't
you would have a hard
burdening
time.
me to go. You know, I'm just being honest.
And I'm not going to tell on air the story that I told you guys last week, but you would have a hard time.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I love spicy Cajun stuff. Mm-hmm. But it gives me acid reflux and other things.
Well,
so
see, and they'll
because they put curry on everything, don't they?
They do. We went to Kentucky Fried Chicken and it was curry chicken tenders.
No.
Which by the way, I started craving when I got back. The weirdest thing, but yeah, you know, it was just man, it was a great time, but it was not like, what a glorious morning. Let's brew a cup of coffee.
Shut up. Oh my gosh. Now, I mean, I'm all about, I love mission trips. And so, you know, I'm one that if I'm going, let me use me. But man, I'll be honest, me and David have made some moments through this coffee brewing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, it's probably a first world issue, but it was funny. I mean, so when I went to Utah, this is before I was fully a coffee snob. Fully. I'm a coffee snob, just like Matt Chandler. I will confess. I love my coffee.
Yes, you are.
But I'll drink gas station coffee. Like, if it's coffee, I'll drink it. Is it what I prefer? No, but I'll drink it. I'll drink any of it. And so when we got out there, Mormons don't drink caffeine and they don't drink coffee. So at the place we ate the first night, I was like, there ain't no sweet tea. And I'm like, I should have known that.
Yeah.
I'm like, but there ain't no Mountain Dew, and the Coke don't taste right. I was like, this ain't good. I was like, you got no tea? They're like, yeah, we got herbal tea. I'm like, I'm good, actually. No, I don't need that. So water, how about that?
Yeah.
And so we got to our house and they said, hey, there's no way of making coffee. They have a French press for their tea. I was like, give it to me. I can do it. I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. But man, we drank soot to the glory of God, and it was great. And so, yeah, I don't quite want your experience with the tummy, but if the Lord moves me, I'll go. So it was good times. That was one of my favorites, though, just because me and Mafib, man, we have had some memories, and we have many more to come. But man, it's been such a good run, and it sounds like we're ending, but it's been such a good time.
Just joking, we're not.
We're going to keep on moving into the new year, and however long the Lord desires to keep this.
And I think let's just go ahead and move on to the next thing we're going to talk about to ring in the season.
Bring it, brother.
Let's talk about our
You're a
favorite
Christmas guy.
Christmas tree. Yes, but I will blame my father for that one. But he
hold on, really?
He is the one who will play Christmas music all year long if you don't watch him. Like, my mom has to set strict rules.
Are you serious?
You can start playing Christmas music in Thanksgiving through January, but then when February
Mr.
hits,
Dan.
you have to stop. He can play it in July because of Christmas in July.
I don't believe you.
Dude, I'm telling you, he would play it at the gym.
I would have bet money it was your mother.
No. She gets sick of it, I think. Like, she loves Christmas music, but Dad loves
Mr.
Christmas
Dan.
music.
Wow.
Like, he'll go to yard sales, and the only thing he'll buy is Christmas CDs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I have not met somebody like that. That's committed, brother.
And heaps of Christmas CDs. He told me the other day, he was like, I bought the For King and Country Christmas album. I'll burn you and Adam a copy. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Oh, my gosh. Commitment.
Yes. I mean, he loves Christmas. Yeah, just Christmas in general. He loves it. So It is always Christmas.
I love Christmas, but you called me Scrooge, so I mean,
you are a Scrooge,
and it's painful. I mean,
you're not a Scrooge. You just don't like Christmas music like everybody else does.
You're right. I mean, I listen to metal 24/7, 365. Now they put out Christmas metal, and it's phenomenal.
Which sounds a little ironic.
I'll play it for you sometime. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But man, I'm telling you, I can't do it until after Thanksgiving. I can't. But I do love Christmas food.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite things are red velvet cake from Janice. Oh, her fudge delight. Oh, I mean, I love Christmas food. Ham. We do. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're gonna talk about our favorite tradition real quick. That's what we're gonna do. Mine's coming. Mine has to do with food, but you go ahead, Mr. Christmas.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Christmas tradition?
Okay, so I will do my family's, like me and Allison and the girls, our favorite tradition, because we used to do a lot of stuff when I was a kid. But
Jesse and the girls.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Jesse and the girls.
Bless you. I need to pray for you.
And the dog. It's me and the dog.
Oh, the dog. That's right. You have a dog.
Yeah. He doesn't help. So, so what we do, and this is a hard decision for a lot of people. Hopefully there's
no little
kids.
Oh no.
Hopefully there's no little kids listening. If there are little kids listening,
cover your ears.
Cover your ears. We don't do Santa at our house. Now, what I mean is, they know who Santa is. They love movies with Santa.
Know him.
Yeah, they love movies with Santa. Chloe, she's getting to the point where she understands what we're talking about a little more. Ellie knows Santa's a character. She knows, kind of who Saint Nicholas, the historical figure,
the real dude.
Mm-hmm. And she knows that what she sees now, he's a character. We kind of emphasize him as like he's the character that represents giving during Christmas.
You are so wise.
Well, we didn't come up with that.
Impart your wisdom to me.
Something.
Oh man, I was trying to give you credit.
I don't want the credit. It's not me. But my favorite thing that we do, instead of Christmas cookies. Now this was a little harder to explain to Ellie because she gets really excited. Instead of milk and cookies for Santa, we set out bread and water for the donkey, for Mary and Joseph on their travels. And we light a candle. It's not a real candle because we put it behind a curtain. But we put a candle out, some water, and some bread for their travels. Now, with Ellie, she gets so super excited about it. Chloe's excited too. She's starting to,
I love that Chloe.
Recognize it a little bit more. But Ellie, since she's older, she gets excited, and she'll be like, "When are Mary and Joseph coming to our house?" I'm like, "Okay." They're not coming to our house. This is like the Santa problem, but in the other direction. And so those are my favorite traditions that we do. And I'll tell you, I'll give you a little insight why Allison had issues with the Santa thing too. One of the reasons I didn't want to do it is because when I was little, I legitimately thought that Santa and Jesus were brothers.
Yeah.
Like in my brain, I said, well, they have to, we celebrate them at Christmas. They're brothers.
And it's a huge issue.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't want that confusion for my kids.
Right.
But we also tell them, don't tell other kids.
Right.
Don't ruin it for parents who don't feel the same way we do. And and everybody's going to do what they're going to do. We don't want to put down anybody who does Santa.
No.
We just feel, me and Allison as a family, that's the direction that we were led, and that's the direction we take. We don't find anything wrong with people who do. My sister and brother-in-law, they do Santa. My brother-in-law, one of the most theological dudes you'll meet. So we don't have anything wrong with people who do Santa.
Right. And it's just it's what has your conscience convicted you towards.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I lean more in your direction.
Mm.
Yeah, I was a mischievous kid. I was always trying to catch Santa in act.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so I put out a piece of paper. I was like, sign this if it's really you.
Yes.
I was that dude. I was that dude. And so, yeah, no, I get that. I think there's so much wisdom behind that because we've got to make, and that's probably what next week's episode will be towards, is spending a little bit of time of what is this season truly about?
Mm-hmm.
because we do talk a lot about it in the church, but let's break it down a little bit more for a little conversation. It's probably what we'll do next week. My favorite tradition, well, I should have went first because Jesse done brought out the whole biblical side of things and just slammed me.
No.
Mine's dealing with food. Go figure. Well, my favorite tradition, and I pray that this is something my family will continue even as time moves on, is on Christmas Eve after church, we always go to my grandma's house. And that we don't really do anything big on Christmas Day. We do something big Christmas Eve at night, and always have since I was a kid. And that's always what I've looked forward to. My mom's side of the family, go to my grandma's and my uncle and his daughters and his wife, and now his daughter and her baby and her husband and other daughter and husband, and I'm the only unmarried one. Yeah, it's great. I'm the only grandson and I'm the youngest. So talk about feeling left out at times. Anyways, it's fun. But I always looked forward to that after church. I was so excited because I'm all about family. I love being with my family. One of my favorite traditions was that we always have a big meal together, but it's not like fancy food. It's like Zaxby's chicken fingers, which we don't do anymore because Zaxby's chicken fingers are gross now. They have changed everything. But honey baked ham, honey baked ham, man, I can taste it right now.
Ellie, don't listen.
With that pineapple drizzle. And my mom just goes all out on the bacon. And not bacon, but baking, like red velvet cake, fudge delight, sometimes banana pudding, her brownies, and if you know, you know, all that stuff. And it's just it's such a fun time. Me and my cousin Mackenzie, we always sit and watch a Christmas movie while we eat, because we used to have the kids' table and the adults' table. Well, the kids' table is now the couch, and it's just me and her. And I guess her husband, Josh, will join us this year. That's exciting. It'll be me. Anna gets to come this year. I actually will have Anna for the first time.
Precursor.
It's praise the Father. I'm not alone this year. But I used to love it because my grandfather. So my grandfather was all about family, and I'm his made over image, and he would always look forward to it. No matter how bad he felt, how tired he was, he looked forward to this night because all of us were together in the same house. And so I just try to I'm the one that wants to keep that tradition going, that wants to keep family together. My mom is the same way. And so I just love being together, but we don't have any crazy big traditions. Ours is we go to church Christmas Eve. I love Christmas Eve service. I love being at the church.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be anywhere else. And so it's just those. I don't have any big traditions, that my family's done. I just love that. And I kind of want to start one, but I just I do love this time of the year. And I think next week's probably what we'll break down. Yeah. Because precursor to next week is this year, for the first time. I've said it for the last couple of years, but for the first time, I'm actually trying to slow myself down and soak in every moment and go, Father, thank you. Thank you for what you've done. And it's just been really refreshing. So we look forward to that. But anyways, good traditions. Jesse's got the best. I just got honey baked ham, and mom, granny, or whoever's listening from my family, if we don't get the honey baked ham, that's all I'm saying.
No, not even any words. Just a wag.
My finger. If you're not watching, my finger's wagging.
Wagging at the matriarchs.
So, look into the depths of my soul if you're watching.
That's so dangerous.
But it's going to be good. I'm excited. Merry Christmas to all of y'all. But to close out, happy 20th.
Happy 20th episode.
Birthday, Coffee with Vern.
There you go.
It's going to be awesome. We got some good stuff ahead. Looking forward to next week. Next week, we will talk about Christmas, and then I'll go ahead and tell you all so you are aware. Next week will be our last episode of the year. We're going to take a little break to kind of transition and get ready for the new year. We have some exciting things coming in the new year, like a Puritan month.
Heyo.
We're going to have a whole month dedicated to Puritans. We're going to have some other series. We have some other guests. hoping to get some of our own fellow pastors on here.
Yes.
And so excited for that. We may have the one and only Michael Scott, aka Josh Heath. And so it's going to be awesome, but looking forward to a new year of that. So, hey, we will see you next week though. Merry Christmas. Have a great week, and hey, slow down and enjoy the season and remember what it's all about. Thanks for watching. Thanks for celebrating with us. We love you all. Shabbat shalom. Go in peace. See you soon.